The new camera is here, ladies and gentlemen, and you know what I mean? I think it looks a lot better, but one problem with this camera that I have been seeing is that it's just like very flickery. You know, like right now with the light on, everything doesn't look that bad. You know what I mean? But when I turn the lights off, watch. I'm gonna show you guys. Like when I turn it off here, you look at all the flicker that's on my screen. A lot of flicker. You know what I'm saying? So if you guys know how to fix it, please let me know. I think what it is, what I've been reading online is that the USB, like the cord, is sometimes like the cord that they give you is sometimes horrible. So I think that's what it is, man. Because I mean, right now it doesn't look that bad, but when I turn the lights off, it looks horrible. But anyways, today I want to talk about a movie that I saw yesterday, and I'm deciding to do movie reviews on this channel because why not? So the movie that I decided to watch was Batman Begins. Now I plan to watch the entire Batman Christian Bale Batman trilogy because not only one is Batman my favorite superhero, but two, I think I think that's one of the best like Batman movies of all time. Might even be the best. Like that movie was that incredible. So coming into Batman Begins, I didn't really see like anything online where people were talking about how good it is, whatever. The Dark Knight, though, everyone says that movie's amazing, and that movie is up next. So definitely be prepared for my Dark Knight review. But Batman Begins, I gotta say, it was a pretty good movie. I'm gonna do no spoilers because just in case you haven't seen it, okay, I don't really plan to do any spoilers in my reviews or anything. So to start off, Batman Begins, I think, is a nice introduction to Batman. It's like a little different twist. There are some parts in the movie where the acting is kind of like it's a little questionable. Okay, like for example, we all know this about Batman. When Batman parents get killed, when Batman has a flashback about that, like the kid's acting was kind of like, bro, if my parents got shot right there and there, I would be freaking out. But instead, he's just like sitting there, like it's like nothing happened. You know what I mean? So there were some parts in the movie like that. That's just one example. But there's multiple parts in the movie where the acting was a little fishy. Okay, it was a little like and sometimes the pacing as well, man. Like there are some parts where things are kind of dragged out, and then there's other parts where it's like boop boop boop, and you're like, oh, okay, you know, just pretty simple. So that's kind of another thing. Also, as well, there's like this one other scene where Alfred is like talking to Batman, and it, like I don't want to get any spoilers or anything, but yeah, you guys probably know what I'm talking about. It's kind of like near the end, and it's just like there was no point to crack a joke there, man. Like if something was burning down, you would get out of there real quick, but no. Freaking Alfred was telling jokes to Batman. I think that was kind of like, all right, man, you know. And some of the parts of the movie were a little bit unrealistic. Okay, like it's just what it is, man. Like I get it, it's a superhero movie. It's not supposed to be too realistic. But the thing why I like the Batman so much is because it's like the most realistic Batman movie I've ever seen. I mean, most of it could be possible in real life. I could go get myself a Batmobile. I could go get myself, you know, a cape and everything. And like most of the Batman, you could tell like it was mostly realistic, like, and they try to make it realistic. Well, Batman Begins, it's kind of like they try to go mostly off the comics, man. I like the addition of Scarecrow in this movie and Ra's al Ghul. I thought they were pretty good as well, pretty good actors too. I like Cillian Murphy, I think that's his name, the guy who plays freaking Oppenheimer. He was basically Scarecrow in this movie, Dr. Crane. And I thought it was pretty good, man. I really like Ra's al Ghul as well. And like, I don't know if this is like an added character or if he's actually in the DC comics, but like his servant, whatever. Like, I thought that was pretty cool, man. Like, in the beginning, I was a little bit confused about the movie, actually. I was like, what's even going on, man? Like, I'm watching a Batman movie. I'm not watching, you know what I mean? Like, what am I watching here? But then as time goes on, it kind of like builds up. And I really like it, man. I think the writing in this movie was good. I think overall it was a nice introduction movie. I didn't expect it to blow my socks off, and it didn't. But I expected to, you know, introduce me to Batman and solve a big problem. And the problem that they solved, I thought was pretty cool as well. Like I said, this movie is pretty interesting, man. It was a very interesting movie. I enjoyed it. And just, I don't know, man. A little problem I have with the movie is just how fast he becomes Batman. Like he just, okay, he goes off somewhere for years. He comes back, and by like not even 30 minutes, he's Batman. You know what I mean? Like I get it. They want to just put it up together and stuff like that, and they just want to like, you know, kind of get out the way. But that was kind of like a problem of mine, man. I'm like, bro, you know what I mean? Like, let's calm down here. I want to see, okay, all like the trial, like it didn't really show the trials and tribulations of becoming Batman in this movie. It kind of was just like, okay, Bruce, he's thinking about becoming Batman, and then boom, he's Batman. You know what I mean? Like I wanted to see that trials and tribulations, like those errors or fails. And I guess you kind of seen it in the beginning, but it's like I want to see that like transition to become the Batman, how really hard it is. And so I thought that was kind of like a little thing for me. I was like, ah, man, you know, like again, the pacing in this movie was a little bit questionable. I think the love interest as well was pretty good, man, and especially at the end too, I thought it was really good. And just the character development in this movie by Batman, I thought was cool. And I mean, it was just an overall great movie, man. I really did enjoy it. I cannot wait to watch The Dark Knight. I'll probably watch it tomorrow or this weekend, and then I'll finish off with The Dark Knight Rises. So yeah, starting off, I thought it was a pretty good start. As I said, not a movie where it will blow your socks off. It's not a movie where you watch and you go like, oh my gosh, it's like the best movie ever. But it's a movie that I think is a great introduction and just gets the job done, which I think it does perfectly there. I really do like in the end as well, where they kind of set up what's to come next with The Dark Knight. Chances are you watch this video, you probably have seen Batman Begins. I mean, as I said, I'm not talking about any spoilers just in case you haven't, but you know, kind of sets it up for the next movie and stuff. So I thought that was pretty cool. And overall, just like the growth in that movie, in Batman Begins, I thought was cool, man. But just the pacing a little bit was questionable. I feel like more could have been through this movie. I feel like they could have put more in the movie, in my opinion. Like, yeah, okay, becomes Batman, and then has to, you know, there's a problem going around stuff. It's kind of a little predictable in a way. My expectation wasn't for me to get like, oh, like from like to see something that was like, oh my gosh, like, you know, this is cool. But I want to see at least something a little bit different. I feel like it was not too formulaic, but it was kind of predictable. Like, you know what was to come. Okay, this, and that. And I feel like they could have had more emphasis on what also Scarecrow was going to do in that movie. So that's kind of all I have for the Batman Begins review. That's kind of all my thoughts and everything about the movie. Pretty good, man. Honestly, I would watch that movie again. Why not? Just in case like if somebody wants to watch with me, but hey, have you ever seen Batman Begins? I mean, you know, I mean, I'll be like, yeah, I'll watch it again, man. So again, I like Scarecrow in that movie. Cillian Murphy. I like Ra's al Ghul. And I like most of the villains, man. They did a really good job. And Christian Bale's Batman so far, as somebody who likes Robert Pattinson a lot, I think Christian Bale as the Bruce Wayne is really, really good. As a Batman, though, you know, we will have to see the next two movies to see if he's really like, you know, that crazy. But I mean, there was just some scenes where I feel like it was just super unrealistic, you know. But it's like, what do you expect? So thank you guys for watching. If I was to rate the Batman Begins out of 10, I'm giving the movie like a solid, let me say, I would say like a 7 out of 10. It's a 7 out of 10 movie. It's fun. It gets the job done. And it's a pretty enjoyable experience. That's all I have for you guys. Thank you guys for watching.